And while the restaurant has been gone for more than 20 years now, you can still buy a version of that famous New Villa fish. It comes from the son of one of the restaurant's longtime employees. And News 19's Dave Soley tells us about the carry-out fish fry and an idea now for something more permanent.
Matt Nunemacher is the son of Jerry Nunemacher, who worked at the New Villa restaurant about 20 years. Matt owns Premier Catering, a business he began in 2007. For a time, he operated on Ward Avenue, discovering that the winter months are slow, so he was looking for additional income. And since he was on Ward Avenue, not far from where the old New Villa location was, he thought of a fish fry.
So I woke up the next day and I actually called the old owner of the New Villa, Ken Prooch, and asked him if I could take the name The New Villa because I was going to start a fish fry on Ward Avenue. And the first thing he says to me on the phone is, he says, "Is this Matt Nunemacher, Jerry's son?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Go for it. I'm not going to charge you anything." And so then he just made a comment at the end of the conversation to say, "Just make sure you serve good fish."
A former New Villa employee gave Matt an old menu with recipes inside, so he and his chef Casey began tinkering with those fish recipes, and Matt says Casey came up with the best recipe he's tasted. Since 2012, they've been selling that fish on a carry-out basis from the first Friday in November until the last Friday in April. For the past 2 years or so, he's done that from the Maple Grove venues in West Salem on County Road B. And given its success, he's working on a plan to sell that fish with a dine-in option. Matt continues to work on that idea, but for now, you can call to place an order for takeout fish November through April.
I imagine that's going to be popular this year. Now, the New Villa opened back in 1937. Ken Prooch took over for his parents in 1961. He sold the restaurant once, but reacquired it then in the late 90s. And in 1998, he sold it to Marcus Theaters on Ward Avenue, where it was ultimately razed to become a parking lot. Ken's son, Matt, says after more than 60 years, the restaurant had simply run its course. But if Matt Nunemacher is successful, you may be able to enjoy that New Villa fish indoors once again. For now, of course, you can learn more about the carry-out fish fry by searching for Matt and Premier Catering.